Vague roles produce vague performances, and most founders don't even realize that their job posting is actually setting up their new hires for fail even before they get started. Now, in the past, when I desperately needed someone, I would just hire because I needed that role filled up because there were tasks that were not being fulfilled. And so I didn't take out the time to understand exactly what the outcome was. I was focused on the task that needed to be done. And so after I hired, I would still be frustrated because even though that individual did the task, the overall outcome was not being achieved. And that was because I didn't have clarity around the outcome. I was just desperately needing someone who could do a task, but the task was part of an outcome. And because I did not hire for outcome, I always had a wrong fit for the role, hence my frustration. And I'll keep thinking, what is wrong with this person? Why doesn't this person know that they also need to do X, Y, Z? Meanwhile, when they were hired, you only told them it was a customer service job. And they didn't know that they needed to do X, Y, Z. They assumed that, okay, unless somebody reached out to me, I didn't have to reach out to people. They didn't understand how to follow through. So at the end of the day, I realized that that role actually needed a different personality, needed a different skill set, other than the one that I hired for. And I realized that it wasn't really the hire that was the problem. It was the fact that I did not have clarity around the outcomes that I was trying to achieve. And I was just focused on a task because there was a leak somewhere and I desperately wanted to fill up that leak. So what eventually saved me was the fact that I started getting clear on the outcomes before I hire. So if you find yourself in this type of situation, you've got to take out the time to understand exactly what the outcome of that role is and not the task. The task would not help you out. And if you're unsure where the clarity gaps are in your business, then that's where the Founders can actually help you out. So click the link in our bio to get started. I'll see you in my next feature.